Hello, my name is Sam Compagno, and this is my video recording for the POP assignment response. I'd first like to start off by saying I found the assignment very interesting. One of the reasons I got into criminal justice was because I really like delving into the whys and the hows and the whats of different kinds of crime that are going on. So studying street prostitution in that sense, it's something you're aware of. Of course, there's prostitution, but you don't ever really delve into, okay, why is this prostitution happening? Where is it happening? How can we address it? So I find that very interesting. So I really like this assignment, even though it was fictitious. I'm sure it still represents a major problem that every city faces. Anywhere that has a population of greater than 1,000 people is probably gonna have to deal with this. Probably even less than 1,000, they still have to deal with this kind of thing. So, but getting into it, I think one of the key aspects to understand when it comes to police problem-oriented policing is that there are many different data sources where the information comes from. In the past, you would see policymakers and police administrators, they would take, for instance, UCR statistics, and they would, base policy on what those statistics said. So if they said that, crime was going down, they'd say, okay, whatever we're doing is good, so we'll just keep that up. And if robberies were increased, they would say, all right, we need to do something to fix robberies. So they would base their policies and decisions on that one statistic and that one source. A good source though it may be, it obviously has a lot of problems. So with problem-oriented policing, there are numerous sources that the policymakers can derive from. As the example with this exercise, you had the interviews with everyone from Johns to prostitutes to police officers, both on the force and retired, to the service providers, the businesses, and all of these people give a unique, different perspective on on the crime itself, how it's being committed, why it's being committed, and then they also all present avenues from which to solve the problem. Again, going back to the simplistic view of, if the UCR says there's more prostitution, we need to arrest more prostitutes. That's a very simple solution. If you look at the problem oriented policing exercise, there, some of the sanctions available were to fine businesses that conducted things conducive to prostitution. Increasing lighting in the streets so that people who are a little skittish and wanted to conduct their business in the dark wouldn't feel as comfortable being exposed out in the light. Um, so I think that's one of the main benefits of POP policies is that they pull from many different data sources and they combine all of that data to attack the problem from many different angles, and and taking that holistic avenue and taking that holistic approach to the problem ensures that things are going to be done and that they're going to be successful in preventing the problem from becoming more pervasive or even curtailing the problem altogether. That being said, the solutions that I chose for the problem were what the program called moderate and did not have a lot of risk. So there were benefits of not having a lot of risks for lawsuits or making the community upset, but they did not have a lot of impact on the problem. Um, I don't have my numbers pulled up anymore, but I think the public's perception of how serious the problem was went from like an 8.5 to a 6.8. I reduced the number of prostitutes seen on the streets from 140 to 120 1 year after. So again, not it impacted it, but it didn't have the really big impact that they were looking for. So probably I would not be hired again by that city, and I would not get a good recommendation from them. Um, how this all ties into research methods is that you have researchers who went out and got all of those interviews, they got all that information that was made available to us in that research phase of it, in the analyze phase of the exercise. So, with research methods, we need to know how to effectively go collect that raw data and then present that raw data in a way that can be useful to policymakers and police officers and the such. So definitely enjoy the exercise and look forward to more in the future and learning more about this. Thank you.